will get the free kick instead.
Go, Jared. Just throw on him. Come out, please. Taylor. And Taylor.
Lonergan with the free kick out of all of that, and he drives the ball now with less than 5 minutes to play towards Selwood at the back of the pack. Riley close to the line. It's over. So Geelong, you'd think now will get the points. Their lead 27 points. And that's what they've got to come. Hawthorn on Friday night, the West Coast Eagles away, St Kilda at home, and the Bulldogs at home. A big month there, Mick.
Oh, well, yeah, all the sides in the top 8 have got a crunch game for 2, and this is going to be... Geelong have certainly put the pressure on the last 4 or 5 weeks and changed their season around, actually. So it's a credit to them. The test will be next week.
Symes was over the footy there for a long time, at the back eventually to Harry Taylor, and he sneaks a handball out to Mackie, who's been terrific. Couple of goals when his team needed it. He sends the ball inside the centre square. Now some work to do for Luke Thompson. He tracks the ball back. Bartel closing the gap. Here's Van Berlo. The kick only as far as Smets. He can swing a handball inside. Christensen kicked the last goal. He doesn't kick this one. Passes off short. Hawkins wants to go. He's looked up. He's seen some space. Chapman entering that space. This to finish it off for Geelong. Bring on the Hawks. Geelong by 33 points. And Hawkins, that was an intelligent kick into space. And the run provided by Chapman. Geelong's lead now back to where it was at half-time. They led by 33 points at half-time, and it is 33 points now with a little under 4 minutes to play. Adelaide have been terrific. They've given it everything, but the Cats at home just too strong.
Good goal by Paul Chapman. It was pretty. He kicks those all the time, but he found that space. And the interesting thing about that is, if you see the player in front there, Scotty Thompson, he's had a fantastic game, but he doesn't defend that well, and he chased Chapman down really without conviction.
McKernan finds Scotty Thompson. He just paddles the ball forward. A few boos from the Geelong fans. If you missed it earlier in the game, first 5 seconds, he collided with Stevie J, and Stevie Johnson has sat on the bench in the red vest for the afternoon. So the Cats beat the Bombers on Friday night football last week. Saturday afternoon, they're going to account for the Crows. And Hawthorn awaits next Friday. They've won the last 8 against the Hawks. If you saw a bit of the Hawks last night, you can really get excited about what lies ahead. Sheringham over the top. All Crows inside the forward 50 this time for the Cats. Thompson, Bartel too high. Thompson will get the free kick.
Free kick there beforehand when Bartel was grabbing his opponent on the way to that ball.
It's been a fortress here, the Cattery, in recent years. This will be win 40 of the last 42. Only the Power in 2007, the Swans last year, have been able to topple Geelong here.
The hands on the shoulder in the back there.
Duncan. Handball to Smets. Backwards. Well done again, Sheringham. He swung the handball over the top to Selwood. Inside 50. Sends it towards a vacant square. It had a little bit too much on it. And through for just behind. Geelong now leading by 34 points. And they've gone past the margin that they had at half-time.
The final score is going to end up being probably what we thought at half-time. I think Geelong really have controlled the game for the majority. There was that patch for about 25 minutes in total where the Crows had the run of the game, but pretty convincing performance by Geelong today.
Riley short to Paul Pleasure, then Callanan. He looks upfield quickly and finds Doughty. Still running hard, the Crows, trying to finish this game off as strongly as possible. Still a genuine top 4 prospect, and they've got a wonderful run. Van Berlo's kick not marked by West. Gathered and kicked forward by Douglas. Trying to reach over the top. No mark. Petrenko taken when he didn't have the football. That looked a free kick for sure. That might have been off Symes' boot on the full. In the end, one each way, I suppose, although it well may have been a kick for goal for the Adelaide Crows. Umpire missed that one. I reckon the ball over the line to be thrown in.
Jenkins, Taylor Hunt, desperate to the end. So too Corey Enright, desperate all of his career. Symes started as a sub in the green vest, Sheringham. Ditto. Underneath it all is Sloan and the ball somewhere. So look at this, Mick. This is the Crows' run home. Essendon at home, Fremantle at home, Brisbane away, and Melbourne away.
We expect them to win 4 of those, particularly the home ones are probably the harder ones of the 4. And the away ones they're quite capable of winning, so that should set them up for virtually a Final 4.
Yeah, definitely a Final 4, if not a Final 2. They've had a really good season. This is obviously a tough road trip. We heard Brendan Sanderson say that at three-quarter time. Just need to get on as a young side, just get back on the horse, back into some rehab, and get back in their winning ways.
Jenkins marked the Hunt kick in, then a ball towards the 50. Symes, Dangerfield. He kicks towards full forward. Petrenko slipped over. Taylor Walker for a consolation goal. He gave it to Vince, and they get that consolation goal. Adelaide with their 11th, and the margin back to 27 points.
Well, it leads into a great 6 weeks left. Yeah. Really, when you analyse it, it's been quite... it's been about the last 10 to 12 clubs, I suppose, when Richmond and Carlton will play off at some stage to see which one wins on this weekend. Adelaide have been phenomenal, really, when you consider they come from the bottom 4 of last year, and they deserve their draw. There's no question about that. You finish in the bottom 4, you expect to play a lot of the bottom sides. Geelong, on the other hand, have been around the top for a long, long time. To find themselves still in the hunt for that top 4 is a remarkable performance, given the fact that they've played 10 new players from winning the grand final, which is extraordinary.
Only 2 Cats have played every game this year, Mick, and they've got 9 players playing today under 50 games. So to reiterate your point, they're blooding a lot of youth and they're continuing to play finals football, or certainly think about it. John Cock to the outer side, bouncing ball to Selwood. He watches on. Taylor Hunt couldn't control it, and Douglas just sees it over as we see Stevie J, a forlorn sight. He's been a delight to watch for so long. He's just approaching game number 200. It was game 191 today, and I think probably the shortest game of his career. I don't think he would have played a game lasting less than 4 seconds. Bernie Vince kicked the last for the Crows. Can they get another late? Over the top it goes. Petrenko will try and hunt, but Hunt does well. And he paddles it forward and then kicks it out of the air. Tough one now. Just over-committed in the end, Christensen. Dowdy handball backwards, and it ends up with Enright now to Walker. They can go forward here. Walker to half-forward. Hawkins out the back. Will end up with the skipper in Van Berlo. Ricochets, and David McKay just picks up, tries to keep it in, does a good job of it, and then spills over just in front of Brett Kirk, who's watched on today and told us that Joel Corey has really been absent for the whole of the last half after being so good for so long.
Hey, the Cats in the top 6 now for just the 2nd time this season.
So the reigning heavyweight champ has beaten a premiership contender for the 2nd week. Are they back in town? The locals think so.